One quiet morning, I was sitting at the kitchen table, the same table my wife and I bought nearly 40 years ago. The sun was barely up, the coffee was warm, and my hands, well, they were shaking a little, the way old hands do. I opened my bank statement like I always do on the first of the month, and that's when it hit me. I was paying, quietly, month after month, for things that should have gotten cheaper or disappeared after I turned 65. Things I didn't even notice anymore. And I just sat there, staring at those numbers, feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time, that quiet fear of losing control. Because when you start losing track of your money, you start wondering what else you've lost track of. It wasn't one big mistake. It was 1,000 quiet ones, each small enough to ignore until they weren't. So that morning I made a promise to myself. Before another dime slipped away, I was going to take a closer look at where it was all going, not because I'm cheap, but because I've worked too hard for too long to let my money leak through cracks I didn't even know existed. You know, for years I believed that as you got older, your car insurance should drop. We drive slower. We don't take risks. We don't commute. We don't drive at night. But my bill, it stayed the same. One day, I finally called my insurance company, not to complain, not to cancel, just to ask. And the woman on the line said, "Sir, we don't automatically adjust for age or mileage. You have to call." That stopped me cold. I'd been loyal for 20 years, and loyalty didn't mean a thing unless I spoke up. So I started shopping around, found a company that offered a mature driver discount, another with a low mileage plan. Between the two, I saved over $600 a year. That's $50 a month, enough for groceries or gas or a good dinner out. And more than the savings, it gave me something I'd been missing, that quiet sense of control. If you're over 65, don't wait for them to call you. They won't. You have to call them. Ask the question. You've earned better. My granddaughter Emily, she's 17, asked me one day, "Grandpa, why are you paying for unlimited everything when you only call 3 people?" And she was right. I was still on the same plan I joined 15 years ago, unlimited talk, text, and data I never used. $80 a month for a phone I barely touch outside of calling my daughter, my neighbor, and the doctor's office. Emily helped me switch to a senior plan. Limited talk, low data, $25 a month. Same phone, same number. Just like that, I saved $600 a year. But what I really gained was peace of mind. I realized we keep paying for things out of habit because change feels complicated, because it's easier to say, "I'll deal with it later." But later rarely comes unless you make it come. So if you're paying for a plan you don't use, take another look. Ask someone to help. There's no shame in that. Sometimes asking for help is the smartest thing you can do. After my wife passed, I kept the same cable bundle we'd had for years. It made me feel like she was still here, same channels, same shows, same time every night. But one evening I looked at the bill. Over $150 for channels I never watched. And that's not counting the streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, Something Plus, Something Max. I didn't even remember signing up for half of them. So I called the cable company, asked them to break it down. Turns out I'd been paying rental fees for boxes I hadn't used in 2 years, sports networks I never clicked. After 2 short calls, I cut my entertainment bill from $200 to $40. That's $1,900 a year back in my pocket. And you know what? I don't miss a single channel. Sometimes we keep paying not because we use something, but because it reminds us of a time we can't get back. But peace doesn't come from holding on. It comes from knowing what to let go of. When I bought this house in the 70s, my mortgage was under $400 a month. Now, even though it's paid off, the taxes alone are more than that. For years I thought, well, that's just life. Until a woman from church, Linda, told me about something I'd never heard of. A senior property tax exemption. I went online, filled out a form, showed proof of age and residency, and 3 weeks later I got a letter. $800 off my taxes. $800 for 20 minutes of effort. I almost laughed. You see, it's not about asking for charity. It's about claiming what you've earned. We worked our whole lives for these homes. We shouldn't feel like we're renting them back from the government, so check your county site. Look up senior property tax exemption. Do it soon. Some deadlines sneak up early. Because if you don't ask, you'll never know what you've been missing. I never thought I'd say this at 70, but I go to the gym now. Not the kind with blasting music and mirrors everywhere. This one's quiet. There's a walking track, light weights, and a group of folks who look just like me. Gray hair, bad knees, good stories. I learned about it from a brochure I almost threw away. It said silver sneakers included with many Medicare Advantage plans. I thought it was a scam, but it wasn't. It was a gift. Now, instead of paying $50 a month for a gym I never used, I pay nothing and I actually show up. Chair yoga, balance classes, water aerobics. And after class, we grab coffee and talk about grandkids, gardens, and gratitude. It's funny, saving money was the goal, but feeling alive again was the reward. If your insurance offers something similar, take it. You've earned the right to feel strong again. For years, I just filled my prescriptions and paid whatever number showed up. Didn't ask, didn't question. High blood pressure, cholesterol, pick it up, pay it, repeat. Then one day over coffee, my buddy Tom, Vietnam vet like me, asked, "Joe, are you using GoodRx?" I thought he was talking about a new radio station. Turns out it's a simple discount card, free to use, that compares prices between pharmacies. We checked right there on his phone. My $78 medicine was $26 down the street. Same pill, same dosage. Half the cost. That day changed how I saw everything. I also learned about extra help through Social Security, a program that lowers drug costs for folks on limited income, and about generics, same medicine, smaller price tag. The point is, the system won't tell you where to save. You have to ask, because being careful with your money isn't being stingy. It's being wise. Last spring, I sat down to do a little financial spring cleaning, scrolled through my bank statement and saw a charge. Media Play Premium, $12.99. I had no idea what it was. A few lines down, another. Bookstream Monthly, $9.99. By the time I finished, I'd found 7 subscriptions I didn't even remember signing up for. Old cooking apps, digital newspapers, a wine club from years ago. Altogether, about $70 a month, nearly $800 a year, gone to things I didn't use or even enjoy anymore. So I canceled them. And you know what? I didn't miss a single one. Now my statement is clean, simple, understandable, and my mind feels that way too. We don't have to live smaller, but we can live simpler. At this stage in life, simplicity isn't about missing out, it's about making space for what matters. So there they are, 7 small leaks I finally sealed. 7 quiet ways money was slipping away while I wasn't looking. Car insurance, phone plans, cable, taxes, health, prescriptions, subscriptions, each one on its own seemed harmless. Together they were a slow drain, not just on my wallet, but on my peace. When I finally stopped and looked, I realized something deeper. This wasn't just about money. It was about control, about feeling steady again. Because as we get older, the world starts making decisions for us, what we pay, what we need, what we deserve. But the truth is, we still get a say. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to become a financial expert. Just pick one thing, call your insurance company, check your phone bill, print your statement, and grab a pen. One small step, that's all it takes to start feeling like yourself again. And if this story helps you, pass it on. Send it to a friend, a neighbor, someone at your church or your coffee group. Because none of us should have to figure this out alone. We've worked too hard for too long to let our peace and our money slip away quietly. You've earned this life. You've earned your comfort. And you've earned the right to keep what's yours. So take that one small step and feel the weight lift. Because sometimes peace isn't found in getting more, but in finally letting go of what no longer serves you. You've worked hard all your life. Now let your money and your peace stay right where they belong with you.